the levels. Oh, look, they look like they're going from top to bottom. That's good. Hey, hello everybody. Welcome to another, and I think the final bonus episode of Trek in the Valley, the post-season 2 bonus episodes. As usual, I'm your host, Adam Ordall Quinnell, and I'm here with my co-host.
Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Al Hirt.
Just a couple of co-hosts in the Valley. Al Hirt. How you doing, Al?
Good. It's finally kind of warming up here.
And it's finally fucking Friday.
Yes.
It's been a long ass week. Good week, long week. I'm just pulling up my notes here. So first off, thanks for coming back to another episode of Trek in the Valley.
Yes, thank you for listening, y'all.
As usual, this is the non-encyclopedic Star Trek, the original series rewatch podcast, where myself and Al here get together in the Valley, just off Auto Row at an undisclosed location, and we chat about usually an episode of Star Trek, the original series.
Yes, that's right. But in these bonus ones, we're reviewing the movies.
Yeah, we're talking about the movies. We did a few of the original movies, and now we are into the JJ Abrams and Company Kelvin timeline films. That's what they call it. The JJ Abrams films. And so a couple weeks ago, there wasn't an episode last week because we were on vacay, but before that it was a remastered Charlie X. But before that, we were talking about Into Darkness.
Oh, yeah, Into Darkness.
And
Into Khan.
Yeah, and Into Khan. And so, yeah, so we're covering these JJ Abrams ones. You liked Wrath of Khan redo, right?
Yeah. It was fantastic.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
It was really good. We were freaking out over like how everything, connected and rhymed like poetry, like why Scotty got mad at Kirk, and then how that ends up Scotty being at the bar, and then him doing his whole side quest, and then Kirk thinking about the military and like what it is to be a Starfleet officer, like, and that all kind of worked with the action here.
It is
that's why it was good.
That was
I think.
I think that Into Darkness is a very well constructed screenplay.
Yeah.
And so this week we're talking about the third and, let's be honest, probably final. They say they're working on a fourth one, but if we ever see Chris Pine and these motherfuckers dressed as Starfleet officers again in a movie, it will be a miracle.
It'll be an after-the-fact kind of film.
It has been too long. It might be great. I'm not saying it wouldn't be good.
Of course. I'd still watch it, too.
I'm just saying, like, it feels like it's done, even though they keep trying to do it. They were going to have Quentin Tarantino direct a movie with these guys.
I was really excited. No, I think I really was watching this again, and I was thinking, man, they all really have good chemistry with each other. They just need a good, like we said, screenplay, a good script to just...
Yeah, I feel like the story on this one came up a little short, but let's do the statistics.
There's multiple ideas.
So this came out in 2016.
Right.
The synopsis from Paramount Plus is, on a rescue mission, the USS Enterprise is attacked by Krall, a warlord sworn against the Federation. Crashed on an uncharted world, the crew must join forces with Jayla, a rebellious alien warrior, to escape and stop Krall from triggering all-out war. I prefer our synopsises from the original series.
Yeah.
I feel like the original series would be like, the crew is stranded on an isolated planet, and that's all it would say.
Yeah, right. Or they said they meet these people who are enslaved.
Right?
That's basically it.
And
I don't know. I was before we recorded this. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, get into it.
Before we were recording this, I was just telling Adam, I was like, I feel like what this movie was we need to think about all the cool action scenes and like all these cool set pieces, and then I think we string them together and kind of that's how we remember what happened. And I was like, I feel like that's the way they kind of wrote it.
Well,
or just thinking about it. That's how it comes off to me. It's just the sequence of events, and I just feel like there's nothing to it. It just feels blank.
I agree. It is a little bit hollow in terms of like they try and pretend there's character stuff going on. Like Spock's gonna leave. Spock's gonna leave, but then he doesn't. Kirk's gonna go to the gonna go be a vice admiral at the academy or something. Like
they set up a lot.
And I just don't think that they earn the payoff. It kind of seems like they should have just had this be a regular ass adventure.
Maybe cut 3 crazy action scenes and for like
some character development scenes.
Stuff. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. It just felt like they hit the highs with the actions though, with Khan and stuff. Like I would say action scenes in this movie are pretty creative, especially with the way they use the Enterprise and all that too. And the villains, the ships are cool.
Yes, the swarm is neat. The swarm is cool. Yeah. Even though they doesn't really make a lot of sense.
No.
Because they talk about it being a drone fleet, but then they also show a bunch of dudes going and getting into the little ships and flying away.
But then it's like if they're all controlled by drones, why have those dudes?
And is there a dude in a suit inside of every one of those, or are some of them drones? There's
sucks. There's 2 of them because Bones and Spock get into one.
Exactly.
I was just watching
there's a dude in there.
I think they're like. Do you think their back and forth was probably the most interesting character we're gonna get out of this movie? You know,
pairing up. It always works. No matter who the fucking cast is, pairing up McCoy and Spock on their own little thing, that's a good idea. That's good stuff.
So anyways, but I guess what we were saying though is that like other than a couple of little characters that have their little moments too, and Chekhov too, this just feels like an amalgamation of just
big
random
action
fucking
scenes.
events. Yeah.
It's I think
they're
that
cool.
I think the logic
they make them connect, yes.
I think the logic of the story makes sense, but I think what you're discussing, and something that we're going to talk about more as this goes on, is kind of the Justin Lin of it all. Justin Lin is the guy who directed this. Very different director than JJ Abrams. Justin Lin directed all like a bunch of the Fast and the Furious franchise. And this really does feel like Trek and the Furious.
It feels like the beginning of the the beginning of the end for like these action flicks. You know, the whole like. I don't know. You see someone do the formula so much. There's so many like Steven Spielberg people or people trying to hit those heights. The Lucas and like Back to the Future start. It just feels like we've already hit the point of it.
Well, so I would agree with that, except Fast X was like a massive success. That came out last year.
Top Gun Maverick is
that's
still
all the
massive
same
too.
shit.
It is. It's just I feel like we've seen so many movies. I guess from my perspective, it's just that at this point we've seen so many movies that like in so much Star Trek media that we can just see in between these lines and all that now.
Yes.
And that we know these characters really well.
Absolutely. And I think that
that's what it's missing though. It's missing the glue.
It's missing
it's missing the good.
It's missing the Star Trek of it.
Yeah.
And I think that that's symbolic of them destroying the fucking Enterprise right away. Well, first off, I want to say that just like the last movie, it starts with them on some mission and there's aliens.
That's cool.
But the aliens look like Star Wars aliens.
Yeah.
They look like Sebulba, kind of. They're little guys with multiple arms that roll around.
The classic way to always do the Star Trek alien too is like, you know, the body, the regular background actor with a couple of makeup, ridges on their face or a couple of bigger cheeks or
it's
crazy
weird
nose
that it's a bunch of full CG monsters that he's fighting.
That's a good point. Yeah, I actually never thought about that.
So basically, Kirk fails on this diplomatic mission. And
something ends up though happening because of he was gonna offer them the MacGuffin.
Yes.
But then he puts it away in the vault.
And then that MacGuffin's going to come back later and become a mix something.
And it's crazy, too. I like, though, immediately that they address the issue with this mission being like, with Kirk's, report and how he goes, oh, God, we're all miserable out here. It's been 3 years. It's 3 of the 5 years, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and they just immediately nail that fact of like, this shit's kind of boring.
Everybody. My notes say,
they're
Kirk.
sad.
Kirk is depressed.
Yeah,
And when they show the MacGuffin, in my head, it was like that Rick and Morty where they're like, this will be important later.
Yeah, they keep on focusing it on the shots. They make sure the audience sees every single detail of it.
I'm glad that Scotty's back with his little Guga friend.
Oh, yeah.
I guess that guy's name is Keener.
Oh, Keener.
Yeah,
okay.
or Keensner. They say it later. I have it in here somewhere. So a couple of things. After this laconic fucking captain's log from Kirk, they're just kind of the Enterprise is approaching this new space station. It is what's it called here?
I thought it was like a city or something.
Yeah,
but
it's a city. It's a space
world.
station is but a city. It's not the Franklin. That's the other ship. What is this fucking place called?
Man, this place is massive though.
Yeah, so I really do like
the CG.
I do like the design of the giant. So they're going to
It's
this giant.
awesome. All of it's amazing.
They're going to this giant space station to re-up their supplies, to resupply,
yes, that's right.
And so they get inside this big rad city, and it's kind of like one of those things where it's a bunch of rings, and the rings have like the city built inside of it.
It's kind of like Treasure Planet, Disney's Treasure Planet. That's what it reminds me of. That little, what is it called? That weird moon.
I didn't see. I don't remember Treasure Planet, but I have seen
really
it
good.
at least once. I've heard good things.
Well, yeah, it's a very interesting story about that one too.
So basically, they're at this huge space station before it opens, right? And
all this epic music, city folk walking around, cool CG shots.
Yeah,
one of the shots. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, continue.
One of the shots that reminded me of that planet where Rocket is and that other guy is introducing Guardians of the Galaxy.
Absolutely,
kind of looks like this same exact set.
It does a little bit.
And it's probably just like San Francisco light place, urban sci-fi defaults, the white buildings and all that.
One thing that I noticed about the screenwriting in this one, and I love Simon Pegg to death, and he's one of the writers on it. The characters just speak the subtext to each other. They just say stuff like, "I'm angry at you because you're not listening to me." Like it's fucked up. I wish it was better. So when we first see this rad space station, I immediately thought, "Oh, great, that's never going to catastrophically blow up."
Yeah, exactly. And it is funny how Bones is fucking with Spock's head. Everybody's fucking with Spock, too. I feel like that's always a staple in Star Trek.
Yeah, Spock takes a lot of shit. But
he's logical.
So what's the Enterprise doing here? They're going to get a mission, right?
Yes. Oh, that's right. Don't they get a mission because it's a distress call from like some other alien?
There's an alien they have to take back through a nebula. They need a ship that can navigate the nebula, and the Enterprise is the one to do it.
But the last crew that went got completely destroyed, right? And there was one survivor?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah.
And that survivor is who's going back there with them, right?
Correct. Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
Because I don't remember why else they'd be going, or else if they had somebody. It's not like she meets them on the way. Yeah, it's because she joins them.
Yeah, she joins them. And
that's the whole crux of the
thing. Then we find out that, of course, it's going to be a trap.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't it be?
So this is supposedly...
Wow, they go into 3 traps in these 3 movies.
Yeah, exactly. So basically what's happening is Kirk is going to go be an admiral or whatever. He's going to get out from behind the chair. Spock and Uhura are on the outs because Spock is like, I should mate with a Vulcan lady.
It's super sad, this beginning.
Yeah, and him and Uhura are on the outs, and then we find out that Spock dies, and so fucking the whole time the young Spock is walking around knowing that Ambassador Spock is dead.
And he's like, maybe I should just quit and like do some culture shit.
Yeah, he's questioning his role in Starfleet. Like, shouldn't he go be a Vulcan instead? And so this really feels like it's going to be their last mission.
Yeah, but I feel like don't these issues get resolved in like seconds?
Later.
Yeah. Okay.
But they carry it with them the whole movie. And then they resolve it at the end. Kirk's like, you were thinking about leaving? Oh, so was I. And then they're fine.
This is so damn fun.
And so then they have to go through this spooky nebula. And of course, once they get in there, they get attacked by a giant swarm of ships.
You don't have time to relax. Maybe on their way to the nebula they can talk. But maybe, I guess they've already set up, God, this swarm stuff's so cool. But I guess they've already set up, why they're going and all that.
They need to go and rescue any other survivors and take the lady to her people.
Right.
And then this is great. That's
such a cool effect.
Okay, so now we're at the point, we've got it playing up on the screen here. I'm trying to skip through.
Timestamp?
18 minutes and 30 seconds is when the swarm happens. They encounter this big ship at the planet where they were taking this lady to.
Yes, that's right.
And the big ship breaks into a bunch of little ships, and it's like a massive swarm. And there's one great shot at about 19 minutes in that's a super wide shot of the Enterprise like squaring off against this swarm. And it just looks fucking rad as hell, right? You're like, oh man, that's so cool. But the emotional core of the movie never matches those rad visuals.
It's like there's nothing like glue in it. Because then you're seeing the swarm attack the ship, and you're like thinking about why they're even there in the first place,
right? And it was like, obviously a trap.
Chick. And then it's like they go so arrogantly like into everything. I don't know. It's not very Star Trek like. They don't think it out.
And this is I agree. It is not very Star Trek like. And even though they have destroyed the Enterprise in the past, I think that the reason a lot of folks, so we'll get more into detail with this later, but I posted a screenshot from this episode on some of the Star Trek Facebook groups that I'm part of, and a bunch of people responded. They have big feelings about this one way or the other. And a lot of people commented that it kind of felt like a long ass regular episode of the show. And I feel like the fact that they destroy the Enterprise at the beginning and get it back at the end, rebuilt or whatever, I think that's why it feels kind of like an episode of the show. Because like it feels like you haven't really gone anywhere from where you started, right?
It's also, too, in the sense of the show that they introduce 50 ideas and cool concepts, and then they just do not go anywhere with them.
Yeah.
There's like too much. I feel like there's too much going on in terms of like action and stuff and like things that they're setting up. But like you say, they don't really earn them. So maybe they should just work on like maybe earning 5 or 10 of them. Yeah. Like the swarm alone could just be a movie.
About like, how you deal with that.
Right. Like that would be crazy.
Yeah. I completely agree.
But the thing is with Star Trek and movies, it works well as a show, right? Because like you have reiterating episodes, you have rhythm, you have like chemistry with the cast and whatever. But with movies, it's got to be like this big epic deal. And I think it's like that's where Lord of the Rings nails it, or like Harry Potter. Those are like single books, single stories, right? Yeah. Big epic tale. Mm-hmm. And then, I mean, who knows how Marvel did it with comic books and how they're phasing it out now. But that's the thing. It's like, it's hard to pick a middle with this Star Trek. It's unfortunate, though, because I really do like this cast. Like, the cast pretty much nails it. Yeah. Maybe Spock's lagging, but it's like, that's next to everybody already doing great, and he's doing fantastic. So it's like...
Well, it's interesting that you say that about or that you talk about the movies.
It, it's like
so there's a
itch.
There's a direct to Paramount Plus Star Trek movie coming out in a couple of months. That's about It's about Michelle Yeoh's character from Discovery. She's in Section 31, which is like the CIA of Starfleet.
Oh, cool.
And so it's a Section 31 movie. So I'm thinking if the Section 31 movie does well, like a lot of people stream it, they might make movies with like the Discovery cast or the Strange New Worlds cast
Right.
that take place in those timelines, but they're movies that go direct to Paramount Plus. I would be perfectly okay with that. It would be cool to see them in a theater, yes, but I think with the production value that they have on those shows, like they could do a Picard movie, and there is like some talks about that they would do a Next Generation movie with Picard and the crew.
It's hard. They got to pick a lane and stick with it. Like it's got to be a good script, and you just got to be gung-ho with it. This feels like too many hands in the pot kind of deal.
Yup, too many cooks.
Because how long is it? It's 2 hours?
2 hours.
Well, no, that's fine. But
it's
just
honestly
a mishmash of ideas.
But with how small the story they're telling is, it's too long.
Yeah, exactly. It gets what is it? It gets really contained after this big swarm epic battle on that one planet.
It all takes place on some fucking planet where they crash.
Exactly. That's what it feels like an episode 2.
I don't like it.
Yeah, and it's funny that your correlation too with the whole stigma of like you're like, if it's not in the ship, it's just a weird episode.
But then
it doesn't take place, and that's immediately what they get rid of.
So that's what I've always said, but I get proven wrong all the time though, because
True.
in Search for Spock, they're not in the fucking Enterprise. In Voyage Home, they're not in the Enterprise. Wrathacon, they're in the Enterprise. But so they do have good movie stories. Yeah, they do have good
Enterprise does.
They do have good stories without the Enterprise, but we have only seen this new cast on 2 adventures. Give us a fucking regular ass 5-year mission adventure. And they kind of do, I guess, but they started out with everybody saying, I think I'm going to quit.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, it feels like they created, I know that it's a fictional film, so all of the stakes are artificial. But it really feels like they just cooked up a bunch of artificial stakes and didn't like actually put the characters through it.
And the fact that Starfleet's like, well, I don't know, this might be a danger, I don't know. And then they just happen to roll onto this one guy who's like, I'm going to commit genocide to everybody everywhere. I'm going to start here. Watch out.
Yep.
And you're like, whoa, good thing we crash landed on this planet, just like this other person.
Well, they did bring them there.
True, that's true.
So let's get back to Beyond.
Anyways, yes.
So the Enterprise is getting wrecked by this swarm, and it cuts off the nacelles. It's a whole deal.
They do this cool action scene where like Uhura and Kirk have to weave and duck through the Enterprise, and then they end up splitting the saucer off.
Yes, and everybody gets separated because they have to evacuate.
A and B plots.
And it should be a big deal watching Kirk evacuate the Enterprise because his father had to evacuate that ship.
My God,
and they just didn't nail it. They didn't nail it. So then
feels like his fault.
Once the Enterprise is all fucked up, the swarm ships penetrate the hull.
Best shot of the swarm ship penetrating the hull is cool.
And then we get the ground troopers who so they don't really cover what alien race these people are. And so
what do you think of the makeup on the guy?
I think that the makeup on the lead guy, it's kind of like looks a little bit too much like a Klingon, sort of almost.
It's like cheap though.
It's lizardy kind of. I think it's okay, but yeah, it's not great. It's not as good as like the makeup we get on Discovery or Strange New Worlds on TV 6 years later.
Well done.
So one thing I have to mention is that the stormtroopers or the bad guys, they look like these action figures that I know people who would collect called Glyos toys. And they look exactly like this Glyos figure called Phaydon. So just Google Glyos Phaydon, Phayden, and you will see a little toy that looks exact like somebody that worked on this fucking movie.
They look like
knows
the Toonami people too.
They do look like the Toonami people,
but with smoother helmets. But it's you have that iteration too, or not? You have the iteration of those people, and then you always think, oh hey, they look cool on bikes too, and then I think that's pretty much how the swarm came about and the ships.
Yeah,
like that's funny that you point that out, but it's giving kind of doing the whole Darth Vader thing, invading the other ship and taking over.
Yeah, and
they
then
just get wrecked.
And yeah, so Krall himself goes into the Enterprise, and he's got like a big rail gun that like shoots a bunch of people. He shoots like a red laser that goes from person to person and shit. That's pretty cool. And apparently the baddies, this guy Krall knows who Kirk is because he refers to him as Kirk. And so the Death of the Enterprise sequence is it's both cool and very dumb, which I think it's kind of a pattern with like movies that JJ Abrams produces. There can be something really cool and then also something pretty dumb. He's sort of like a Zack Snyder plus. Kind of like he's classier than Zack Snyder, but he still will greenlight something like that Enterprise destruction, which is very cool. But you shouldn't destroy the Enterprise immediately when you've only seen this crew on it twice.
That's the thing. It's like that's where it comes back to the whole movie thing where they got to hit multiple highs, and they're just thinking, well, what if the Enterprise blew up? That's crazy, right? That would get them right back on track, and it just doesn't. It doesn't feel earned, like you said. We haven't even seen them, completely resolve the first issue from the first planet they were dealing with. They just put the thing away and walked away.
He had a diplomatic mission.
Yeah, and it was just strange. I don't know.
So here's who escapes. And first off, Kirk hides the MacGuffin. That's something that they show here. He hides it in a special little spot. And then he finds out that that's what this Krall guy is looking for. And then the ship separates and they evacuate. And Kirk and Chekhov and the alien who is Kalara, they escape together. And Spock and Bones end up together.
And they take over. Oh, because Spock and Bones are on they're in the turbo lift right as the ship falls apart.
Oh, yeah. And then they transported themselves. And then they
get picked up by a ship.
They ended up in one of the swarm ships. And that's why they're the ones to do it at the end because they have experience. So Spock and Bones end up inside a swarm ship. That's cool.
Some of the pieces make sense, but then there's no, like you said, there's no good script keeping it all together. You don't give enough of a shit.
It's got the beats, and then Kirk fights with Krall, gets his ass kicked, and and also they do set up Manus, which is Krall's first in command, and that's going to be important later as well because the other ally that they meet on the planet, Manus killed her family or some shit. And yeah, the saucer section plummeting is cool.
The saucer plummets also into darkness, right?
No, that's the other ship. The one that's the ship that Benedict Cumberbatch is piloting by himself.
That's correct. Gosh, they're always falling.
Right? And so we're just fast forwarding through this massive action scene. It's still going.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
This has been 12 minutes of action so far.
It's awesome, but it's like there's nothing. I mean, A, I should get more to the point, but B, like, jeez.
Scotty escapes in an escape pod, almost falls off a cliff.
Yeah, Scotty's does a lot in this movie too.
Kalara and Kirk. And he's like, you knew it was a trap. And she's like, no.
Yeah, it's nice that he confronts her immediately, finds out.
And it's funny because obviously she is a double agent or whatever. And Kirk now knows that. Like, he never really trusts her after this moment. Mm-hmm. And that's important. So the swarm has like a weird nest on this planet. And
all these people are enslaved or something. They're just like, whatever.
Uhura and the rest of the crew that isn't the people we mentioned who escaped, they were all, one of the things the swarm did is it went out and it grabbed the escape pods. That's something they mentioned. It captured everybody, and this Krall guy is using them as slaves.
Somehow Bones and Spock were the only ones to get in one of their ships, but
yes, and so Bones and Spock escaped in a Krall's ship.
Three people that split up, right? Or three parties?
Yeah,
it's
so we've got Scotty by himself,
Kirk and Chekhov and that other lady. The alien.
Yeah,
Kalara. And then it's all the parties that were trapped, which is Uhura and What is the other guy's name?
Oh, Uhura and Sulu.
Sulu, yes.
And everybody, and all the rest of the regular crew.
And then we have Bones and
Spock, and they're all gonna spend the next fucking hour of this movie going to meet each other.
I think that's where it gets. That's where it gets weird. It's funny too because it's like there's movies where if you go to too many places, it gets a little confusing. But what ties all this together again is a good script, a good story that all makes sense. I don't know. It's just missing something, dude.
I like the Bones and Spock duo. Now, Scotty gets found by enemies, right? But then he gets saved by Jayla. And Jayla is this Spock is injured and Bones is like, you got to be careful. And Jayla is this badass kung fu alien who lives on this planet and speaks broken English because she's somehow aware of the Federation. We'll get to that later. And Jayla uses this hologram technology to like kick all these guys' asses, right?
Again, cool effects, cool action.
Yep. And then she recognizes that Scotty's got a Starfleet logo.
That saves his life pretty much.
Yep. And then he follows her to her lair, which we'll later find out is a crashed starship.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking, like, did she just grow up in that starship and just learn all those things the whole time? I guess that's what they're insinuating.
That's exactly what happened.
Right.
Yeah. And so from holotapes or whatever the fuck. So Sulu and Uhura, they try to send a signal out to Starfleet, and they don't realize it, but it got blocked, and then they get caught, and then they're going to get tortured, I'm sure. And this is where Kirk and Kalara and Chekhov, they find the saucer section of the ship, and it looks like it still has power. So they're going in there, and Kirk is like, and Kirk is like, I'm gonna go grab the MacGuffin. Kalara, come with me and help. So this is a great little bit. He pretends to pull the MacGuffin out of a tube or whatever, and when he comes up, she's got her gun on him, and he's like, oh shit! But she was deceived. It wasn't actually the thing. So she has been an insider this whole time, and she must be the
bad guy to go after him,
right? So she sends Krall after Kirk, and the Enterprise is somehow blowing up even more.
Yeah, they're doing some cool action stuff with these gas tanks and trying to set off the thrusters, I guess.
Yeah, they want to
start the ship again.
They want to get the ship moving. But I don't think they're going to fly with it. I can't
they're just
remember
shifting the landscape, so I think they can get the hell out of there.
So they can get away without getting killed.
Yeah. It's so weird. It is a really cool scene, though.
Right? And Bones and Scotty, the whole time that's going on, they're just dragging their asses through the forest and through broken down shit. And that's bonding. They're doing their bonding. Spock tells Bones that Ambassador Spock is dead, and Bones is like, that must be pretty fucked up. That's like your own death is dead. And then he tells him he might be leaving Starfleet, not going to tell him fuck. And then we get Kirk and Chekhov, who get caught in a trap.
Yes.
And we don't find out what the trap is for a little while, and it's pretty funny.
It is a cool trap, yeah.
And this is when we learn that Jayla lives on the USS Franklin, a ship that crashed 100 years ago here. Scotty is like, oh, we've got this ship here. And she's listening to really loud rap music, and it is Public Enemy.
Yes, Fight the Power.
Yeah, so she's listening to Public Enemy really loud, and we're going to have to talk about how these motherfuckers call that shit classical music. Again, no, they would call it rap music.
Yeah, right.
They would call it 20th century. They would call the Beastie Boys 20th century rap music or rock music. They wouldn't call it we don't call classical music classical because it's old. People make new classical music now. Like I fucking drives me crazy. Drives me crazy. And then they find out that one of Jayla's traps was set off. And then they go and they find Chekhov and Kirk. They're they're trapped in amber like substance, kind of like
it's like smoke.
It's like a mosquito. It comes out as smoke and then it hardens. It's like a mosquito in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
And she just touches them and it turns to liquid and then they fall out. And it's really funny. It looks like they fall really hard onto that rock.
No, it's not like it's any more helpful.
So now some of them are back together.
Yes, and this is about an hour into the film, and like a lot, I guess, has happened action-wise. The Enterprise crashed, flipped over. They found a new ship, and they're just trying to get everything together. Their Barons together.
They actually fought a battle in the saucer section of the destroyed Enterprise already, and like made it drive around and shit. And this is when something real dumb happens. Kirk finds a motorcycle on the Franklin.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like, God damn it, Justin Lin.
No, do you know what it is, though? It's giving Great Escape. He just had to fit that in there, Adam. Like, that's why he put that in there, I feel.
Dude, now I feel like I'm a dummy. Now I feel like I'm not a cinemaphile.
No, I was thinking that because I saw that movie, actually, a couple of weeks before this with my mom. Because she was like, we should watch that just in case.
Well,
because they hop around on the motorcycle for a sec.
So I get it. It might be a reference, and they're escaping and all that. It is technically a great escape that the Enterprise crew is doing.
It's sprinkled a little bit of stuff, but there's nothing smart behind it, I feel.
And one of the reason the motorcycle is dumb is because they have an opportunity to do something really cool with it. They set up Kirk as like, I had a motorcycle like this. I can ride a motorcycle. They should have made literally anybody else ride it.
No, or they should have made him as a little kid stealing that motorcycle in the first movie. Should have been a motorcycle, right?
Well, I'm just saying, like, since when you get to this movie, you got a motorcycle. It would be better if you had Scotty, who doesn't know how to ride a motorcycle, have to be the guy that has to do it or something, you know? It's just too predictable that Kirk sees a motorcycle and then you're like, he's going to be riding that motorcycle in the finale of the fucking movie.
It's not clever at all. I'm just saying. It's just, I mean, even, I don't know. The way they rig it and stuff, it's okay. It's the issue with this movie is just that there's cool callbacks, but it's just the cool action stuff.
Yeah, no.
He's like, you tie all the cool gadgets to the bike that we see, obviously, at the end. Spoiler alert, but whatever. We'll get to that.
Yeah, so...
and it just doesn't make it any better. I don't know. It doesn't feel exciting enough.
And
There's
of course...
something missing.
Of course, where they land is connected to the artifact that the assholes took. And let's see here... Uhura and Sulu met with Krall and realized that he's like some asshole that hates the Federation. And then... we see, I don't know if we have seen this already. I think I skipped past it, but Krall like eats the energy of two Enterprise crew members, and he saps them out. Yeah, he saps their life force away.
Grabs them by their neck, and they're like tweaking back and forth. I was like, whoa, that was pretty cruel.
And so basically, we've got Bones and Spock meet up with the rest of the crew that are on the USS Franklin with Jayla. Now. They're going to try and get the ship up and running, and they use the sensors to find the Enterprise crew and that they're at the base that Jayla says. Yeah, Jayla says this is where they probably are. So they got to do
one prison.
So now we get another action set piece because they've got to do a fucking prison break. And while they're doing a prison break, Scotty's going to be getting the USS Franklin ready to go. And so they all have to break apart and go do their shit again. And then
let's pause it from the top of our head. What is everyone doing? I'm trying to remember the plan. Let's see if we can just guess.
Okay, so, now I'm watching the plan right now. So basically Kirk does
his bike thing and distracts
Kirk
everyone.
and Jayla are going to go to the prison.
Right, Jayla,
to help people escape.
People. Mm-hmm.
And Scotty
and Bones
are going to do what? Here, let me rewind this.
Scotty gets the Franklin ready, right? And he floats. Oh no, he's doing the teleportation. of the prisons. He's transporting them 20 at a time.
Yep. So he's going to transfer them.
He had the soup of the Franklin.
He's going to use the Franklin's old, because they weren't meant for people.
Yes,
so he had to juice them up. So he's going to be transporting the Enterprise crew members once they disable whatever's stopping them from transporting them out. Yeah.
Because of communications or whatever too.
And so Jayla is saying, this is how I got out when I escaped. And they're like, this is how we'll get in.
Spock and Bones are just going there, transporting there to fuck shit up and move the prisoners onto that like circular
where they can transport them.
Yeah, circular flat surface that just happens to be a roof.
Yep.
And a lot of it just works out. And then, they go, oh, well, with all that, we need something to distract people. And Kirk's like, I think I know a distraction.
Yeah, he's probably got some loud music
and
a bike. And so Spock is like, you got to let me go out there and do this mission and leave Chekhov here to help Scotty with the ship. So Scotty and Chekhov are on the ship. Everybody else is going to do various things to break people out.
Correct.
And then we start another 12 to 15 minute action scene. And also we get the backstory of Krall.
Literally an hour and a half, hour and 13 minutes. We're just getting to him.
We know why Krall did any of the shit that he did.
At this point, we're just like, let's get off this planet.
Yeah, he hates the Federation.
Oh, this part's pretty metal, though.
So he's showing them his terrible super weapon that
could sap people.
Yeah, he puts, who does he put in there? Oh, her.
The chick that had
with the face hugger head.
Yeah, the face hugger head.
So one of the
face hugger head. That's what it is.
There's an alien who had the MacGuffin in her head, and her head opens like a face hugger. Like it looks so much like the face hugger on Aliens that it's definitely like, how did they? But anyway,
think of that. Yeah,
they kill her using this virus that they created that they needed the MacGuffin to finish.
Yes,
and then it's like just like the ships. It's a swarm of particles that like eats you.
It reminds me of what's it called? I don't know. It's just like evil sand that saps the energy out of everything.
Right? It's evil sand. That's exactly what it is. It's evil sand that saps the energy out of everything. And it using the same energy sapping technology that Krall uses to stay alive, etc.
Yes, that's right.
Now, that kicks off the rest of the escape.
That one thing, I guess, could be a whole movie. I don't know. I just feel like they overcomplicate some things and then simplify other things.
Right? Exactly.
No, he's literally just walking her to another prison or whatever, and he's explaining his motivations, but then it's like, oh, wait, we got to have Kirk saving everyone now, too. So it's like they're fitting things a little weird.
Yep.
Dude, 12 minutes of the Enterprise crashing. I never even realized that.
Yeah, it's crazy when you look at the time codes.
Yeah.
The other thing that Krall says is he gives away his plan as to what he's going to do. He's going to attack that brand new space station that they showed us. He's going to put this evil sand in there, and it's going to kill everybody. Now,
you're right. There's no build. He's just like, I don't like the Enterprise, therefore I'm going to kill them.
I don't like the Federation because they're weak.
Federation, excuse me. Yeah.
They're weak, and also Krall is played by
lots of people here.
Krall is played by Idris Elba.
He's a great actor.
He's so good, and I think by putting all that makeup on him, though, you're not using him right.
No, not even that. Again, Adam, great cast. Yep. Shitty script. Sorry.
It's just doesn't have the. It's just good action stuff. There's so many in this next sequence because they needed a big distraction. There's so many fucking explosions.
They put their money, I feel, in the wrong spots, I guess. Or no, they just it's like they put their eggs in the basket, or they do the most as often as possible. So then it just doesn't feel like, any of these 15-minute sequences could have been the final sequence,
and also they really tack on
it's exhausting.
They really tack on the Jayla has a revenge plot with Manus.
Yeah.
So now she's going to have to be going after Manus while everybody else is doing their parts of the plan. And it just really feels like they were checking boxes. Like, this character needs a thing to do. This character needs a thing to do. They weren't thinking about like the subtext or the undertones.
Exactly. It's like, look at this.
Oh, here's a good one. Krall Krall looks at, Uhura looks at Krall.
Yes.
And she says this, There is more to you, something underneath. That is a terrible fucking line of dialogue. And I know it's setting up that we find out, spoiler alert, Krall is actually a Starfleet officer from 100 years ago. And the reason he looks like an alien is because he's been eating those aliens with that power. And that's why he looks like them now. And then when he loses that power later, he becomes like 100-year-old Idris Elba. And so
there was no medical doctor that was like, hey, maybe we can just figure out how to make this into a serum so you don't look like an alien.
Yeah, it's
fake.
He was just out in the frontier going crazy. He got trapped out there. He got trapped out there beyond the nebula, and he went fucking bonkers. And
that's hilarious.
So Jayla's fighting Manus. I think honestly, as mid as the movie is, the pacing is good because there's so much action. Like
there's cool shit to look
really
at.
Doesn't feel like you're an hour and a half into the movie and you are.
Okay, let's see. The second you left the theater though, after watching this the first time, did you remember anything?
No. And also I saw this when I saw this in Chicago at Navy Pier on opening weekend because I happened to be there for a comedy festival.
That's awesome.
It's like I'm traveling all the time seeing these movies.
Yeah, you're like, oh, hey, here it is. It's starting. I guess I could watch this.
Okay, so they save the crew. Kirk drives the motorcycle. Jayla fights Manus. It's a good sequence at the prison, breaking everybody out. Spock's got to do some fighting. And then they finally get the Franklin off the ground. There's a great. They have to jumpstart it. Basically, they push it off a cliff because these
falling again.
The ship wasn't made to take off from land, right?
Yeah, so they got to get a terminal velocity.
They
high
were built in
enough to
space.
Shoot off.
They were built in space, which I'm surprised we're not building ships in space yet.
Yeah, they were built in space, but it wasn't meant to break the atmosphere or something, right? Is that what
they were built. It wasn't meant to go from the ground through the atmosphere, so they built it in space. And so they jumpstart the Franklin in another big action sequence.
Yes.
It's like they just finished an action sequence with punching and shooting and motorcycling and kung fu and fucking laser guns, and then they get right into another action sequence jumpstarting the Franklin.
Oh, and then you see that alien. What's her name?
Jayla. She gets in space.
She sighs and she's totally relieved. It's like, whoa, that's a really good subplot that you can talk about.
She made it off the planet.
Nope, we're not going to talk about that. We're going to get right back to the
action sequence.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck?
Basically, they're in the Franklin following the swarm to the big space station. They're
literally too busy chasing the set pieces.
We are 30 minutes away from the end of this movie, and it is all action from here on out. The city looks awesome, but so basically the swarm is destroying all the satellites around the city, and it's trying to break the defenses.
That one actor is really familiar. The guy who like initially does the red alert. I forgot his name.
Oh, it's Greg Grunberg.
Greg Grunberg.
He's one of JJ Abrams. He's in the JJ Abrams Star Wars movies too, and he was in Heroes.
Yes, big TV actor.
Yeah,
I saw him in SVU the other day.
Alias, the JJ Abrams TV show. Yes. Yeah, Grunberg rules, man. Cool. I fucking love him.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm glad you mentioned it because I was going to forget because we're trying to get this into an hour here.
Know.
So now they got to figure out how to deal with the swarm with this busted ship, and they got to stop the swarm before it breaks through the space station. And they realize that, like a swarm of bees or something, this swarm must have a leader that's like sending the signal and coordinating them, right? So they're like, we need to disrupt that signal.
And it's frequencies.
And it's a sound thing. So they're going to use rock and roll or classical music.
You need a frequency to distort the signal.
Here's one problem. There's no sound in space. They really make it seem like the Enterprise is, or the Franklin put speakers out. But they're sending the signal of the song through to all the ships.
Think about that too. The way they go through like the wave and how like the shot of the ship going through the wave of the swarm, you see them kind of like circle around it, right? It's like, that's not It's not how it works.
They surf on it.
Yeah, it's weird.
And so they're obviously broadcasting this signal to these swarm ships, and it's the Beastie Boys sabotage.
Yeah, that's a cool callback, though. I get that.
Yeah.
That has something to do with the first one. I get it. It's funny.
I just want to get to, did we miss them surfing on the swarm?
Not yet.
Oh, here we go. Ready to broadcast. Oh, so they're broadcasting at 57.7 megahertz. Okay, I get it. So it's a radio signal.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying. They connect to all their Bluetooths.
Right?
What if one of the fucking swarm was just like, I'm just going to turn it off. I'm not going to fly with this today. I'll just see where everyone else is going.
Let's go full screen here for this.
Oh, and then what is it? Only Spock and Bones goes in the one because I guess they're the only ones that know how to do it. And even Bones is like, I don't know how to fucking do this shit. So why don't you put a fucking officer in here? And they're like, no, we don't care.
Spock and Bones,
You're in the movie.
You're in the movie.
That's basically it.
Spock and Bones have to go into a swarm ship to help break up the swarm or whatever the fuck. And they do it. They broadcast the Beastie Boys. They surf on the giant swarm in the USS Franklin, and they blow them all up. Let's see here. Let's get to it. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Some noise.
1 hour, 31 minutes, 30 seconds. There's a great shot of the Enterprise with the swarm wave breaking.
All
and again,
action.
I thought at one point that there was a little alien inside of every one of those ships, and there's like a billion ships.
He's committing a genocide. He's a massacre to the song.
And that's what they do. So they blow up the Beastie Boys
dude,
music.
That's a lot of people.
Well, but some of them are drones. They say it's a drone fleet too, though. So they say it's a drone fleet, and we've seen people inside of them.
What's going on? See, it's like, again, with the lane. They need to pick a lane.
Right, and
this
so there's
a cool sequence,
huge sequence from inside the space station. Yes, you see everything exploding, and then Crawl himself.
No, but right at the big break of the song, Kirk shares the song, or what's his name? Dober was his name. The actor that saw the first alert.
Greg Grunberg. Yeah,
Greg Grunberg. Greg Grunberg.
Yes.
Okay. He ends up getting the signal and then plays the Beastie Boys song on their radio speakers or whatever, and then it blows everybody up, right?
Right, yes.
And then, the bad guy ship still gets through.
Crawl made it in, and so, and a few of his little guys, and also Spock and Bones, and the Franklin is like flying under the water aqueducts, under the fucking thing, and so now...
Blows my mind, though, there's no space traffic other than them. It's funny to think that, like, everybody on this little planet base agreed, like, no ships.
Yeah, there's not a lot of ships around.
There's no public buses in the air.
So Uhura is going through some videos on the Franklin for some reason, and she sees Idris Elba, and he is Crawl. And so then she tells Kirk about this. She tells Kirk about him. And so Balthazar Edison is Crawl's name, right? And he was the captain of the Franklin.
What?
And so he has been keeping himself alive with that technology that he like found on that planet or something. They kind of gloss over it.
That's what I'm saying. It's like we're finding out things about the villain in the last paragraph, of the essay.
Yeah, and after all of his ships were destroyed, now he's old again because something happened where it broke the power that was keeping him. Whatever. So now we got old Idris Elba in a Starfleet uniform hobbling around.
This should have been sent to everybody's phone on there, but instead people are freaking out. They tell them the Federation, though, right? They're like, hey, look for this guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so then they see that basically what happened was this guy was a soldier, and they were not a military organization after the war ended, the Klingon War probably. So
How
then
did they
not
look at this log first, though, as soon as Scotty immediately got in the ship? Like,
you would
what
think
happened?
that. Like, you would look at the logs. Because there's logs that basically show this Balthazar Edison going crazy, being isolated
That's
and hating the Federation.
Thing you'd always check, though.
They have the people on this planet, they have some sort of technology that prolongs life. It's just like that's all they explain.
No, they lay it all out. It's like, this is how I live. This is why I look so weird. It's like you said, there's no like build up. There's no, what's going on? Or how could he do this?
I just mean he just randomly found this technology with these people on a planet.
That too. I don't know. It just feels rushed, I guess is how we could say it.
So now,
within like 20 seconds, we know who he is, what his motivations are, while he's destroying this place.
and they couldn't have gotten to any of that earlier. And so now it's just the last 20 minutes is just a foot chase with Kirk chasing this 100-year-old Starfleet officer through this frickin' space station.
And this is after they stopped him in a big ship accident.
Yes.
That was epic. That should have been the finale of a movie. Like, that's how Incredibles 2 ended.
Yeah.
The ship just crashing onto an island.
And then they fight. And this fight's pretty cool. They go into the anti-gravity section in the center because it's a big sphere, right? So if you go in the center, the gravity's pulling all different directions.
That's right.
And he's going to release the evil space mist into this space station. Him and Kirk fight for 7 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
And then
he sets up the rig to like blow him out, but he can't. What is it called? So
basically Kirk is gonna he's gonna send Balthazar Edison and
the dispose.
And the virus. They're just gonna blast him out
to the disposal.
Yeah, they're gonna.
What is that called? Space trash, exhaust.
The exhaust, or just, I don't know.
The airlock.
It's an airlock, yes. And there's a great shot because Balthazar and the virus gets pulled out, and then Kirk is about to get pulled out too, but they close the door at exactly the right second and beam him up.
No, they don't beam him up. Scotty.
They catch him on the ship.
They catch him on the ship. Scotty and Bones, or not Scotty and Bones, Scotty and Spock save him. The trio are finally together.
And then we get to see Idris Elba's character get pulled out into space and eaten by his own weird virus.
It's like a big weird metal butthole that just opens up.
It is. It's a sphincter.
Yeah, and you know what it feels like too when he was falling, Kirk, into that big hole. I was like, oh, it's giving Empire Strikes Back when Luke is like falling into that
sure thing.
Hole.
Yep.
In the Cloud City.
JJ Abrams loves Star Trek, as we know.
Star Wars. They're blending
Star Wars,
a little bit
yes.
of it. But I think it's like, I don't know. There's all these cool sprinkles of inspiration here and there, but I just feel like there's no understanding of the why, you know?
Agreed.
Yeah.
I do like the guest cast. I like Greg Grunberg being in a couple scenes. Also, the lady who plays the Admiral, Kirk. That's Ava Sarala from The Expanse.
Oh, okay.
And what's the actress's name? She's
like,
great.
She has a very distinct voice. And I was like, yeah, she does. You can hear her a mile away.
What is her name?
You do not forget.
She was in the Expanse as President Avasarala.
Oh yeah. Anyways, but they save the planet, save the day, or save the base.
Save the base. Everybody decides they're not gonna quit.
Yeah, they pat each other on the back, and then you see the Enterprise get fixed again, and then that's how it ends with who says it? Kirk. Kirk says, "Space, the final frontier."
Yep. They do the thing.
And then they blow off. And then I don't know, the credits, the transition to the credits were cool. But I remember this one reviewer, everybody in the comments too, is like, wow, like the Federation sure doesn't give a shit that like Kirk is just constantly blowing this motherfucking ship up.
Right? They need to show them on just a regular adventure.
Where the ship ends up all right.
Right? The Expanse. Hold on.
You're really trying to look for it. Well, let me try to think of something else.
Lay it on me, man.
All right. Well, okay. Compared to the other two, this is definitely the weakest. And it's sad because it has the most effects and the most hard work. Like I blend this ending, I blend with Into Darkness. I feel like both things could have happened in both movies.
Yeah, it ends up with like them in a ball.
The motorcycle thing could have happened on the other planet while they were trying to find Khan. Like, maybe some point he could have used that motorcycle. But that wouldn't have made sense. I don't know. It just felt like this was set piece the movie. I was telling Adam, like, this is if, the Marvel movie Civil War, if they had that airport scene 15 times in the movie, and then it was 2 hours, and they're like, fuck, we need to, like, make this somewhat relevant to the other thing.
Yes.
And when I would play with my action figures and be like, oh, and then this guy does this because this shit's going down, and then this shit, and then this. And it's like, maybe you need to sit down and, like, weave it together.
The bones of the character stuff is just weak as hell. That's the refrain that we've been saying. Yeah, it's after the fact, seems tacked on.
Right.
And of course, they had to have Spock, Master Spock die because Leonard Nimoy died before the movie was made.
Makes sense, though.
I was thinking of her name is Shohreh Aghdashloo.
Okay.
Commodore Paris. And after they save the I wonder if it's Tom Paris related to Tom Paris from Voyager.
I love that show.
He comes back in a lot of stuff.
Nice.
In Lower Decks, they bring him up a lot.
Okay.
Now they've done it. They've saved the day. And she's like, well, Kirk, do you still want to be an admiral? And he's like, I think I want to keep being a captain, actually.
Like, weird. Okay, sounds good.
And also, I don't think Spock ever tells... Oh, yeah. And
in that picture,
so
too.
Spock goes through old man Spock's effects, right?
Probably the best part of the movie.
And this is what makes him decide to stay.
Yeah.
He finds an old crew picture of Kirk. It looks like it's from
5, dude.
It's from
5 or 6, right?
It's from 5.
Oh,
I think.
yeah.
Because of how the
red,
things
right?
over the shoulders. Yeah. So it's the old original crew. It's just it's a good photograph, and Spock is like, shit, if I leave now to go be a Vulcan and only a Vulcan, I'll never get to be old Spock in this photo with my Kirk.
Yeah.
And he can't do it. He's got to go back.
Wouldn't it be funny, though, if Kirk was just like, no, I think I will do admirals. Like, I've lost so many people, and a lot of them have died, Spock. Maybe I should just not blow up another Enterprise.
Oh, yeah. Lots of people died in this when they get sucked out when the little ships broke up the Enterprise.
I was going to say, it was brutal. No word on them. But anyways, they all have a drink at, like, some lobby and watch it get built again like they're at an auto shop or some shit.
Yeah, they're all just having a party, chit-chatting. Keenser's there.
I don't know, man. I think the reason why they did that is so they can just, leave, it open for sequels and all that.
Yeah.
But,
Jayla gets to join the Federation.
Yeah, that's true. That was crazy.
Scotty got her into the Federation.
It's giving the whole, remember what I said about the first movie, how imagine just studying your whole life just so a fucking person to just be like, hey, I'm going to take your spot in this academy.
Yeah.
You know that's college you work so hard for? I got to pass. I'm a first officer now.
I feel like that.
Bitch.
I feel like that happens a lot with Starfleet though, because they meet people from other races that are like kick ass at stuff, and they got to be like, we need you. Got to fold you in. Oh, and Kirk asks Spock, "What were you going to tell me in the turbo lift that one time?" And Spock's like, "I don't remember." And he was going to tell him he was going to quit.
Yeah, and it's like it all gets resolved, like I said, in 2 seconds.
Weird time lapse of the Enterprise being built at the end too.
This feels like a movie, or excuse me, a TV scroll or something too, like credits.
Yes, or like the opening credits of a TV show when they rebuild the Enterprise.
Yeah, it's weird, but I think.
And then they take off, directed by Justin Lin.
What should we rate these with? Oh, how many MacGuffins? It's out of 5, right? I would say 2.
I would say 2.5.
I mean, the half is for the swarm.
The half is for those badass widescreen shots, right?
It's so cool. Like, they could have done so many cool things with this, but then it fell flat. I guess we just keep repeating it, but that's how I feel.
All right, so I would give it a 2.5, and I think that we've very well stated why we think what we think while we talked about the movie.
Yeah.
The character stuff was not enough, especially when you come from... Especially yes, the cast is fucking great, but when they don't have a director that can get that emotional heart and identify what's great about the screenplay.
This felt like the victory lap, where it's like, oh, we got to do this again. Whatever, one more time. We got to get the check, we got to complete the 3.
Right. So before we go on to discuss our recommendations.
It's like they all had fun, but we didn't watching it.
Before we go on to discussing our recommendations, on the Facebook, we have a Facebook group.
Oh, yes.
Called Trek in the Valley. And I post to Star Trek fan pages on Facebook because I'm a boomer, I guess. I don't understand how the internet works, so I'm using Facebook for this shit. And Twitter sucks even worse somehow. But
probably best, to be honest.
I posted just a picture of the Star Trek Beyond poster, and I said, hey, we're going to talk about this one on the pod. What did you think? and a bunch, like a couple hundred people responded. We've got somebody who says this was better than the second. Plus, I really enjoyed it because I had the whole cinema to myself that evening. It's like, dude, that's a dumb reason to like a movie. No offense.
Hey, come on, it's fun.
No
it makes
offense.
it a little funner.
I'm trying to look for good ones.
Screen.
One person says, just watched all 3 yesterday. I like how they have many more unique aliens that actually have different attributes.
Okay, hey,
this
we
guy's
were just
watching a movie for a totally different.
Hey, I think
Facehugger head.
True, the facehugger head. But I think it's what you were saying too about the aliens at the beginning. It's a good point. I mean, some people like it, some people don't. The thing is, Adam, we would have liked it if there was a fucking point.
Yes. Oh, and also at one point, Spock gave Uhura a piece of jewelry that he could track her with because it has a specific radiation. Yeah.
Creepy vibes.
A lady named Carol on the Facebook post said, I liked the introduction of Jayla, but thought the film was a little dark overall. Loved it when McCoy quizzed Spock about giving Uhura a tracking device.
Did they fucking, what is it? We really wiped over the fact that they were in a slave labor camp. And then that whole planet that, the Kroll guy's taken over is a slave planet camp because of the seeds or whatever that he got. He just took everybody over and was like, build this thing because I need MacGuffin to space sand.
Yeah, but I guess they're also drones or they're all dead or say, it's
I don't know,
very
man.
confusing.
I don't think they brought it up.
Very confusing.
Because the assumption is okay, maybe he brings space crews here. And then oh, sorry, I hit the mic. Leave one victim though to get back and get another ship. What's going on?
Right.
Did he do that for 100 years, or did he get well over the 100 years? And then he was like, this is going pretty well. Maybe I should do some genocide here. Hey, the Federation never picked me up. Do you know what? I've just been watching Star Trek Voyager. And there's been a lot of episodes with the Doctor and stuff. The Doctor in me or whatever would be maybe he can just compile all this research and then send it to the Federation and then they would pick him up. But that's wishful thinking. But that would be the fucking Gene Roddenberry ending to this,
Yeah.
Where it's why don't we use this sand for good?
Exactly,
just
right?
Compile research and then send it to the Federation.
Also, it feels it feels like putting that sand in space shouldn't be enough to stop it.
There's a lot of cool, heavy, big things of, oh my God, what is this? Oh, what's happening? Kind of deal. So I think what was missing was just, like we said, the glue that tied it all together.
Yeah, and I'm seeing on the Facebook response, people are split. Half the people like it, half the people say it's terrible. Your usual new Star Trek stuff. So yeah, I give it a 2.5. Al gives it a 2.
Yeah.
That's us talking about Star Trek Beyond.
Yep.
What do you have for recommendations this week, Al?
The biggest one for sure, Justice released today an album called Hyperdrama, and they haven't released an album in a long time. It's been since, let's see, I guess 2018, and that was kind of like a live album. So 2021 was a solo project that one of them did for a movie or something, or for their own soundscapes or whatever. But yeah, Hyperdrama, it's amazing. They have a lot of collaborations on here. Tame Impala twice, Thundercat closes it, the Flints. There's a lot of homages to and Ryman, who does a really good voice. There's or a really good vocal thing. There's a lot of what is it called? The French touch, I guess, which is fat, funky bass lines and really good drums and stuff. I feel like you'd really like it. It's kind of, I guess it's a nice blend between electronic and funk. And then they do these really cool little sound breaks of escapes between I don't know, I guess it's 70s, kind of glossy and bright colors. I would describe this album.
Cool.
Let me see. I want to see what else. There's just been a lot of music, a lot of remixes too lately. And then, this collaboration between these two people, Maddie and Sober Rob, called Glowstone. They released a new EP today that was very good. And then a new Must Die remix that was good. But anyways, Go ahead.
So I have 2 things to recommend. I didn't even realize this came out, and I've only listened to the first couple songs, but it's fucking incredible.
Yeah.
This band that I've listened to for the last few years called Bong Ripper, They're an instrumental stoner doom band. So it's super low tunings. The songs are really long. It's like big doomy soundscapes. And on last Friday, they released a new album called Empty that's got 4 songs on it. And they're all super long and super heavy. Bong Ripper's great. This is their first record in like 6 years, so it's rad. And I'm hoping that they fucking tour on it and we can go see them, because I didn't get to see Conan, my other favorite doom band, last week because I didn't want to get COVID before my friends came to visit.
People were posting that Deftones performance that you went to, by the way, too.
That I'm going to go. Oh, the
other one that they showed up,
Perfect
right?
Circle.
Yeah, Perfect Circle. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I went and saw Perfect Circle and Primus for Maynard's birthday at the Hollywood Bowl.
Yes.
And Tool came out and did a song at the end. It was fucking rad. And so Bong Ripper, Empty is the new album. Check it out. And I discovered a new anime that I really like called Jujutsu Kaisen. That's about a school of magic users who fight curses.
Dang.
Basically, they call demons curses. So it's like, just like all the other shows where they fight fucking demons or whatever. Yeah. This time they call them curses. But it's real good.
One more thing, though, before I go. There's this website that I found, too, that I was going to tell you about after this, too. It's a 1001 albums generator, and it just recommends you one album every day. And then you can listen to it all, review it, give a 5-star rating, whatever. It compiles your review and likes to, like, all these other reviews and stuff, and then you just keep track of all these albums that you've listened to.
Cool.
So I'm on the second one so far.
What was your first album you listened to?
Title by Fiona Apple. It was neat. Like some trippy, I wrote laid back 90s haunting vocals, atmospheric instrumentals. It was very spacious and pretty.
Cool. 1001. What's it called?
1001 albums generator. And the second one they recommended me now is a Blur album.
Which one?
Let me see.
Short Bus?
It's the one with the dogs.
I don't know.
Park Life.
Oh, okay. That's the latter Blur, I think. But yeah, so check that website out. Write a little review.
That's so next, fun.
So we're either coming back with season 3 next week or the week after. We got to figure that out.
Yeah.
And then the first episode of season 3 is Spock's Brain, and I've heard nothing but terrible shit about it. I'm really excited to watch it.
I feel like this is, maybe this third movie, this Beyond, was a nice reset. And we're waiting for some shitty Star Trek now. We've been treated really well with the first 2.
Well, yeah, and exactly. So hopefully we're ready for the disappointment of what I've heard.
I like the behind the scenes that we talk about. How it's like, oh, they did this and they could have done this.
Yeah,
it's probably the best part.
Yeah, man, I wish they would have made that movie better. But yeah, so we're coming back to talk about Spock's Brain. Probably, we're gonna shoot for next week. But if we don't make it next week, I'll do another remastered episode like I did with Charlie X. Just keep watching this space and do everything in the bumper. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. See you in a couple weeks.
Peace.
Or next week. Trek in the Valley is executive produced by Adam Ordall Quinnell and Al Hirt. Theme song by Al Hirt. Recorded by Adam. Mixed and edited by Al. Check the show notes for our socials, and you can email the pod at trekinthevalley, all one word, @gmail.com. Like, subscribe, review, and always explore strange new fucking worlds.